In this safe right here is $100,000 of fake money. And this here is what it costs you to get an MBA at a traditional school. $100,000 of fake money. So welcome to the call. Give me a second to put this on the ground. Okay. So welcome to the new blueprint for achieving career success web class. So please stick around because what's going to happen is later on during this call, okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. For some reason, Parallels is starting. I think we're good. All right, let me start over. Thank you. I'm doing this live here. Oh, goodness. 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. All right, so what I'm going to do up top here, thank you everybody for your patience. I practiced this like 8 million times. Okay, so quit Windows 10 up here, quit Parallels Desktop, and I'll start again. Thank you. Okay, here we go. All right, so welcome to the new blueprint for achieving career success web class. So please stick around because later during this call, what I'll do is I'll give you all a course of mine for free that I hardly ever give away. What I'll also do is I'll give you all 3 life-changing tools that will immediately help you accomplish way more every single day and help you to be worth a lot more money in the very, very long run. And so I'm passionate about helping my students take their careers to the next level. And today I'll explain how to get the best business education in less than 1 year without massive tuition fees and other expenses, because I want to humbly help my students save time and money. Now, I want to help you to finally break free from feeling unappreciated, uninspired, and underpaid. And so I'll explain how to get your MBA starting today at Haroun Education Ventures. And what I'll do is I will walk through walls for my students and help you all reinvent yourselves today. And so now is the best time to take your career and your personal life to the next level. And so I want to thank you all for joining me today. This webcast is going to be a lot of fun. And so my goal is to humbly help you be able to live your life on your own terms. Now, in terms of the agenda for this web class today, there are 3 things we'll discuss. The first topic is we'll discuss the many problems with traditional MBAs. The second topic we'll discuss is how to get a modern, risk-free MBA starting today that's affordable, convenient, and fun. And after the second topic today, what we'll do is we'll do a 30-minute Q&A session. And what you can do is you can type your questions in the YouTube chat. And then after the Q&A today, what I'll do is I'll tell you all how to get the free gift and exactly what it is. Then in the third and final topic today, what I'll do is I'll arm you all with 3 tools that you can use to immediately take your career to the next level. And during topic 3, and this is tough to read, but I'll give you this workbook later on today. But during topic 3, what I'll do is I'll give you all a 5-page workbook that you can download. And I'll teach you in topic 3 today about a few tools you can use today to materially help your career and help you to invest better. And I'm doing this in topic 3 today because I want you to see what a sample class looks like in my MBA degree program. So let's now begin with topic 1 of 3, which covers the problems with traditional MBAs. Now, most MBA programs, including the Haroun MBA program, consists of 4 main categories of topics. And I'll explain what these 4 categories are today. In addition to the 4 main categories of topics taught at most MBA schools, I have a 5th category, which I humbly think is life-changing, and I will reveal what this 5th category is soon. But first, I want to introduce myself to all of you and tell you why I am teaching this MBA degree program. So I'm originally from Canada, and I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area years ago. And I have three sons, Andrew, Matthew, and Dylan, and a wonderful wife, Christine. And my sons, who are older now, my sons and I love video games and edutainment, meaning education and entertainment. And edutainment is a big part of the MBA program. And what I even did was I created a video game in one lecture to teach about a case study of Apple hypothetically buying Nintendo. I'll show that lecture to you very, very soon today. And after graduating from McGill University with a Bachelor of Commerce in 1994, what I did was I started my career in the consulting industry at Accenture. I then moved to New York City and I worked at Goldman Sachs in the International Equities Division for 5 years. And everything I teach you is based on my own real-life practical experience and not based at all on theory. And so I received my MBA at Columbia University in 2000, where Warren Buffett and Bill Gates guest lectured. And what I also did was I then worked in the hedge fund industry. And in my career, I've managed and raised over $1 billion. And I met with Bill Gates, and I never throw anything out. I met with Bill Gates several times, actually. And I actually started my own hedge fund, and I worked at a hedge fund called Citadel. I worked at many, many companies. And so during the evenings, what I actually did was I taught at a number of different San Francisco Bay Area universities. And I actually learned never to use a Mac again. This is crazy. All right, hold on one second, guys. I'm so sorry. Keeping it real? That's what people say when they mess up. Okay. So during the evenings, I taught at a number of San Francisco Bay Area universities. And I learned that my passion was helping students reach their full potential in life. I then moved to the venture capital industry, and I also taught at a lot of other schools, like Stanford University's MBA program, where I guest lectured and mentored many students. I participated on panels, and I selected and judged many Stanford MBA student business plans. And I realized that what is taught in university is not helpful. So what I did was I met with many of the top business leaders, and I asked them, what should be taught in business school? And I actually included all of this in my book called 101 Crucial Lessons They Don't Teach You in Business School, which I'm humbled to say Forbes magazine called one of 6 books every entrepreneur needs to read right now, along with Peter Thiel's book, Simon Sinek's book, and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Then I quit the venture capital industry and I started teaching full-time online on great websites like Udemy. And I'm humbled to say that my courses have generated more than $10 million in revenue, and I have more than 1 million students in every single country. And what I do is I teach based on my real-life practical experience, as I have well over 25 years of work experience in many sectors. I'm clearly dating myself there. And given my experience in many business sectors, what I do is I actually kind of think of myself as a waiter. Okay, I think of myself as a waiter, and the waiter explains, and this is where I propose to my wife, but the waiter explains all the items on the menu, and I explain all the items on the job menu. And what you do is you can pick whatever career you're most passionate about in my MBA program, and I actually help you. I help you to change careers and actually find your passion. Now, I found success in my career, but not fulfillment. And something was actually missing. And I actually realized that my problem wasn't unique. And so, after I worked in corporate America and in many countries, I discovered that, number one, people work too many hours for too little money. Secondly, hard work does not always equal success. And lastly, 3, very few people are actually happy in their work, which often transfers into their family life. This was apparent to me when I was let go by a company after I made the firm a lot of money. And a lot of my students who make their firms a lot of money are not treated right, and it's just not fair. And so the problem is that MBA schools don't teach you how to be successful. And traditional MBA schools teach us theoretical concepts that were maybe relevant last century. And so what I did was I thought to myself, how can I learn the skills needed to advance my career or business? And what would that be worth to me? And so what I did was I actually I focused on my weaknesses, like improving my presentation skills and also improving my networking skills. And I actually changed what I thought about selling. And I thought to myself, how can I learn and teach business concepts the easy and fun way? Now, how did I go from venture capital to the world of education? Well, what I did was I started to teach in East Palo Alto, close to where I live. And in East Palo Alto, the high school graduation rate is only 40%. And all these kids have deadbeat fathers. And I'm on the board of a charity here called the Limo Foundation. And I wanted to help. And so what I did was I created a course for them called an entire MBA in one day. And I even made them degrees, which you can see right there that they're holding. And many of them are very successful now, which is awesome. Makes me feel so good. What I did was I put up a camera in my house to share what I taught with them. And I wanted to share with everybody. And this accidentally became my 8-hour course called an entire MBA in one course, which humbly has made millions. But I never did it for the money. Because if you chase money, you lose your dreams. But if you chase your dreams and you don't give a damn what people think of you, then eventually something wonderful happens. Your dreams come true and the money follows accidentally. It always does if you're persistent, which I'll teach you in my 300 plus hour MBA degree program. And also, I created a degree for my students in the program as well. And the genesis for all of this was teaching at the Limo Foundation. It's funny how it works out. Okay, so in this charity where I taught, called the Limo Foundation in East Palo Alto, our mission statement is this. It's wonderful. Don't expect to accomplish your dreams in life unless you help other people accomplish theirs first. And you can't reinvent yourself or make your dent in the universe unless you follow your heart and you chase your passion. So let's talk about accreditation. Accredited traditional MBA schools don't help you achieve your full potential. Now, here's what Elon Musk has to say about this. As much as possible, avoid hiring MBAs. MBA programs don't teach you how to create companies. And our position is that we hire someone in spite of an MBA and not because of one. The COO of Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg, had this to say. While I got great value from my experience, MBAs are not necessary at Facebook. And I don't believe that they're important for working in the technology industry. And one of the very first Apple employees, this great guy, he's brilliant, good dude, named Guy Kawasaki, he said this: for every full-time engineer, add $500,000 in company value for a company, in a company value. But for every full-time MBA, traditional MBA, subtract $250,000. And Peter Thiel, who I've invested with before when I invested in my venture capital fund in Palantir many years ago before the IPO, he said this: never hire an MBA. They will ruin your company. And of course, he's referring to traditional MBAs. And Mark Andreessen, a couple more here quickly. Mark Andreessen, who's a top venture capitalist, and I was once on a board with him, he said this: MBA graduating classes are actually a reliable indicator. If they all want to go into investment banking, there's going to be a financial crisis. If they all want to go into technology, that means a bubble is forming. Two more. The founder of Intuit, which makes TurboTax and QuickBooks, he's also a Harvard MBA. He said this: when MBAs come to us, we have to fundamentally retrain them. Nothing they learned will help them succeed at innovation. And the last one here is a Stanford MBA and a marketing guru named Seth Godin. He said this: an MBA has become a two-part machine. First, the students are taught everything they need to know to manage a company from maybe 1990. And secondly, they're taken out of the real world. And so these are just some of the many companies that don't require you to have a university degree to work there. The world is changing when it comes to perception of university degrees. So the bottom line is that business schools do not prepare you for success. In fact, the most important business skills you need for every job, nobody teaches you. Let's move on now to topic number 2 of 3 and discuss how to get a modern, risk-free MBA that's affordable and convenient. So after topic 2, I'm going to answer your questions for 30 minutes that you type there in YouTube. And what I'll do is I'll give you all a gift after topic 2 and after the Q&A. Now, topic 2. Have you ever wondered about how much of what you've learned in school you'll never use again? And also, how much does it cost you? Here's a quick story. So after I graduated from Columbia University with an MBA in finance, I was actually looking to buy an apartment in New York City. And I called my classmates that graduated with me from Columbia, and I said, hey man, how does a mortgage work? As they didn't teach us this in business school. And they said, I don't know either. So I called my mom and dad and I asked them, how does a mortgage work? And so no wonder so many people stay poor. You know, and by the way, you'll actually notice up there, there's a gray safe in the corner, okay? And it's got a question mark on it as I'm about to unveil the first of 5 main components of my MBA degree program. So how many people are taught to make a proper personal budget in MBA school or any school? Hardly anyone is. It's tragic. In my MBA program, I will teach you about personal investing and retirement savings investing as well. I'll also teach you how to save for your kids' education and also easy ways to be a millionaire in the long run. And what I'll also do is I'll teach you how to invest in the stock market based on my work experience on Wall Street, and how to invest in real estate, and also how to invest in bonds, cryptocurrencies, and so much more. And I'll also teach you how to do your own investment research and all about growth versus value investing. And I'll teach you how to understand and enjoy corporate earnings calls so you can be a better investor. You'll also learn how to understand and research annual reports and investments. I'll make it fun too. And what I'll do is I'll bring the secrets of Wall Street to you, because nobody is smarter than you. And I believe this with all my heart, that I actually licensed this video here from the Silicon Valley Historical Association to inspire you.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it, that's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
And so this brings us to the first of 5 components of the MBA degree program, which is, wait for it, let's open the safe here. It's finance and accounting. And so here's a very short video on what the finance and accounting component of the MBA program is all about. Do you want to learn all of the practical finance and accounting skills that you need to be successful in a really fun way from scratch? In this track, we cover everything from managing your personal finances to even starting a hedge fund and everything in between. I teach you the basics and the advanced ways to analyze and value companies, create a diversified investment portfolio. I also teach you how to invest in stocks, bonds, commodities, real estate, and even advanced options topics covering derivatives, investing in options, future swaps, and much more. And I promise you that I will explain it all in a fun and easy to understand way from scratch. You will learn how to use my VFT, meaning Valuation, Fundamentals, and Technicals Investment Research Framework, that uses my specially designed 100-step process and comprehensive, brand new state-of-the-art investment template to research and analyze stocks to ensure that you can pick profitable investments in the long run. When you finish this track, you will be able to manage portfolios like a professional by using the many financial models and frameworks I provide you with to outperform your competition, regardless of whether it's your own money, your client's money, or corporate or government portfolios. This track is so comprehensive and enjoyable. You can go from being financially illiterate to a savvy professional investor in practically no time at all, with the methods that you'll learn to use in these easy to apply lessons. It's never too late to learn how to invest in your future. So please check it out. We can't wait to have you join us. Thank you. All right. Now let me get some more real estate here on my screen. Okay. So every single second of the 300+ hour MBA degree program has advanced closed captions. So what you can do is you can search and get immediate access to any point in any given lecture on all devices. And when I say devices, I mean you can watch this entire MBA program on an iPhone, an iPad, any Google Android device, and of course on a Mac or on a Windows-based computer. I also added something called Powersearch. So what you can do is you can search the contents of all lectures. Let me show you this very quickly. Now, at the top of every page in the MBA degree program, you can find this on my website too, at the top of every page. I've got a search bar. And what you can do is you can search for any topic you want, and many of them are covered in the MBA program. So, for example, if we type in income statement, and we hit enter here, you'll see, and these are my vlogs over the years, right here you have all the topics that are covered. So if we click on one, it'll take you right away to where we cover that topic in the program. But before we get, let me pause that. All right. Let me go back over here to the next slide. Here we go. Okay, great. All right. So we've actually spent more than $1 million creating this state-of-the-art MBA program for you. And we've got many different sets for all 100 3-hour lessons in the program, which are different. And here's actually my favorite one right here. It's a case study that we do on Nintendo. Okay, so next up, let me just change the scene here. This is fun. All right, let's move on to the second of 5 parts included in the MBA program. So MBA schools don't teach us how to start a company. They don't. Ask anybody that graduated from business school. So do you know how to start a company now? They don't. It's crazy. And MBA schools also don't teach us how to raise money. They don't teach us how to find customers. And most importantly, they don't teach us how to network. And we all know that your network is your net worth. So what is the second of 5 components included in our MBA program? Well, it's actually entrepreneurship. So let's watch a very quick video on what to expect from the entrepreneurship component of the MBA degree program. Over the last decade, there's been an explosion of entrepreneurship with the advancement of technology. The amazing thing is that anybody can start companies now with very little capital and in any country. But sadly, most of these businesses will fail within 2 years. Now, the difference between success and failure is planning and execution, because failing to plan is planning to fail. In the entrepreneurship track, we have what I call our venture capital boot camp. I guide you through all the practical steps that you need to grow your existing company or launch a new company, including raising money, creating a rock-solid go-to-market business strategy, building your management team, determining the product and or service that you're selling, and creating financial statements the easy way. I have a lot of experience with venture capital, as I've participated as a teacher and a keynote speaker at venture capital events all over the world, including judging business models on many occasions at the Stanford University Graduate School of Business. In the entrepreneurship track of the program, you are given many up-to-date and easy-to-use templates for writing a business plan, including finding your customers, researching your competition, and securing the necessary financials to ensure your company's success. This section is jam-packed with practical skills and knowledge that will give graduates the upper hand in the new economy. Students are provided with the step-by-step lessons to launch and execute a successful business idea that will thrive today and in the future. If you've ever dreamed of starting your own business, you'll be armed with the essential tools needed to ensure success. Learn why relationships are more important than product knowledge, and together, let's build your business empire. I'll see you in the program. Thank you. Graduates of the program love the Entrepreneurship Venture Capital Bootcamp that we have in the 3rd of 4 semesters. And even if you have a small business, the Venture Capital Bootcamp will help you grow or start your business. And the entrepreneurship lessons are set up to help you start any type of company in any sector, anywhere in the world. And this is for small and for big companies as well. All right, let me move on here. There we go. Okay, cool. Next up, let's discuss the 3rd of 5 components of the MBA degree program. Let's see if you can guess what it is. So MBA schools don't teach us how to present. They also don't teach us how to use social media and many technology products to kind of market ourselves. Also, they don't teach us how to write or communicate effectively in business. And most importantly, they don't teach us how to sell. So what is the 3rd of 5 components of the MBA degree program? Well, you probably guessed it. It's sales, marketing, and communications. And so here's a very short video that highlights what's included in the sales, marketing, and communications portion of the MBA program. Two of the most important skills you need to succeed in your career are the ability to sell and the ability to market yourself. But traditional MBAs place very little, if any, emphasis on this area. They're stuck teaching theories that no longer have any relevance in modern society. In this section of the program called Sales, Marketing, and Communications, you'll learn how to sell, including your products, your services, and most importantly, yourself. I will teach you frameworks for qualifying your leads more effectively, along with an assortment of tips, tools, and techniques that you can use to elevate the value of your offer to your current or potential customers. I will teach you how to sell better than anybody you know. You'll also learn how to communicate effectively during meetings and during presentations, as well as how to appeal to your customers' emotions and how to use empathy as your secret weapon. Inside this track of the program, you'll learn all of the skills needed to navigate the modern business landscape and succeed in any job. Don't sell yourself short. Learn how to get what you're worth. Come and check it out for yourself. Thank you. Graduates of the program love the fact that I'm constantly adding new content to the program based on what new technology skills emerge that help students to sell and market themselves better. All right, let me get this out of the way here, get some more real estate. Okay, so let's actually move on to the fourth of 5 components of the MBA degree program. Let me set the scene here. There we go. So MBA schools don't teach us how to understand cryptocurrencies, as we know that cash is trash, fake money. They also don't teach us how to motivate a team or how to manage people or how to even delegate. So what is the fourth component of the MBA degree program? Well, it's actually economics management and strategy. And here's a short video on the economics management and strategy component of the MBA degree program and my favorite video game. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's how we say it in Canada. It's a boot. Inside the economics management and strategy section of the Haroun MBA degree program, we focus on teaching relevant information for the real world. We also examine how governments affect the economy and what that means for investors. In addition, we analyze successful companies and industry leaders' best practices, which you can apply to your career to take your career to the next level. We'll also learn everything there is to know about cryptocurrencies when we take a deep dive into the topic and consider what impact they will have on the financial systems in the future. This section is full of relevant case studies, including Apple potentially buying Nintendo. This section also includes many frameworks and research systems that graduates always rave about that have taken this program, because it provides them with actionable lessons that they can put into use right away to greatly impact their future wealth. We also discuss, in an entertaining and educational way, fiscal policy, monetary policy, international trade, how to manage and motivate people, and so much more. So take control of your financial future. Success is closer than it seems. Join us now and learn how to achieve your future dreams faster. I'll see you on the inside of the program. Thank you. I had so much fun making that lecture using Super Mario Maker 2 with my kids here. It's awesome. They're actually older now, and to be honest, I actually did it all myself. I played it more than they did. I love it. I'm a man-child, yeah. No, we have a lot of fun in this program. All right, cool. All right, let's move on. So next up, what I want to do is I want to talk about the fifth and final component of the MBA degree program, which is my favorite part. And this is certainly not something that's taught in business schools, but it really, really should be. And so Business schools don't teach us how to achieve our goals. They also don't teach us how to be much more productive in all aspects of our lives. In addition, they don't teach us either how to interview like a champ so we can get our dream job. And they don't teach us how to make a superb LinkedIn profile or resume. And lastly, they don't teach us how to be balanced and happy in all aspects of our lives. So what is the fifth and final component of the MBA degree program? Well, it's my favorite category, and it's actually called personal growth. And so here's a very short video on the fifth of 5 components of the MBA degree program, personal growth. Welcome to the personal growth track of the program, where you will develop a crystal clear image of the person and future you truly desire. You will learn how to identify and create a blueprint for the future that you want. Now, in this track, you will redefine your image of yourself and grow your confidence by pushing your limits. You'll also be able to market yourself far more effectively because you will have developed the inner belief that fuels your dreams. You will gain improved communication skills that will have a lasting positive impact, both personally and professionally, for the rest of your life, so that you can get the dream job or change careers or get promoted and so much more. Get the confidence and tools you need to create the life that you want. Make the best decision you can make for your future and join me. Thank you. Now, it looks like in the chat here, Ravi Kumar just asked, are these live sessions or recorded? This is live. I make a lot of mistakes live, but it's fun. Okay, and also I want to say hats off, congratulations, and thank you to Matt Lacus, my amazing Chief Creative Officer, for the superb job on the videos. And I also want to thank Joey, my good friend and my sales and marketing guru. Now, the personal growth bonus section here could be the most important part of the whole program. And the reason is how we think about and how we perceive our own successes actually determines how we use the other 4 sections of the program. And as a result, I focus actually on personal growth in the program so that you can all get the most out of the other 4 tracks. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. All right. Okay, so all the tools that you need to be successful are in all 5 of the included components of the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program. And so your opportunity has never been greater, as online education is your new secret weapon to reach your full potential. And I love this quote here from Michael Jordan. He said, "My attitude is that if you push me towards something that you think is a weakness, I will turn that perceived weakness into a strength. And I'm going to turn all of your perceived business weaknesses into strengths with the many tools and frameworks taught in the program." And so, introducing our $999 on-demand Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program. Don't buy it yet though, please, because I'm going to give you all a coupon. So the program is more than 300 hours of lessons, and you've got lifetime access to all 300 plus hours of lessons. And the program also includes any updates that I add to the program. And what I do is I add many hours of brand new content every single year. And the new content that I add is free for students that purchase the program. You got access to it forever. And this is a risk-free deal, as there's a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. And students that sign up will get immediate access to all 300 plus hours in the program. And what you can actually do is you can finish the program in a few months at your own pace, or you can take as long as you want to complete it from the comfort of your own home on a computer, a tablet, or even your cell phone. And all lessons, I got to stress this, all lessons are global and not just US focused, because I have a lot of work experience all over the world. And the concepts taught can be applied immediately in any country, as I have students actually in every single country. Now, the program costs $999 for a one-time payment or 3 payments of $350. And for United States-based PayPal customers, what you can do is you can pay $0 for 6 months with no interest for 6 months using PayPal credit at checkout. And the program is on sale today for everybody in every country for $500 off, meaning only $499, or 3 payments of $199. And you can purchase the MBA at if you go to HarounMBA.com. And you're paying for what traditional MBA schools charge for just 1 hour with my $499 offer. And there's a 30-day 100% money-back guarantee. And so, welcome to day 1, and not 1 day. You get lifetime access, and there are no requirements to sign up, no prerequisites. Okay, and you can actually complete the program in less than 1 year, and also in less than 1 hour per day. It's very flexible. In terms of grading, it's very easy, as there's actually a short quiz after all 100 classes, and all you have to do is to pass and get the degree is a score of over 50% on at least half of the 100 short quizzes. Let me say that again. In order to pass, all you have to do is get a grade of over 50% on at least half of the 100 short quizzes. There's no other work other than that. Plus, there are awesome networking opportunities in the program using Slack, for example, and you'll be able to network with the many students that have already graduated. So again, the cost is the same as 1 hour of what you'd pay at many traditional MBA schools. Now, in terms of student testimonials from students all over the world that have already graduated from the program, Eileen from the United States, she's got the best last name ever. It's Deo Gracias, which means thank God in Spanish. But Eileen from the United States mentioned that the program completely changed her outlook in life and in business. And I'm meeting with Eileen in Atlanta next week, actually. And by the way, after I go to Atlanta, I'm going to Rwanda, where I'm building a school. And if you join my weekly webcast, in 2 weeks from tomorrow, I'll be broadcasting live from Rwanda as we build our first school. And by the way, with all of these testimonials, feel free if you want to reach out to graduates or any graduates from my program over LinkedIn. Okay, and we have graduates all over the world. And the following testimonials I'm about to show you, and I won't go through them all, but you can access them on my website. So we have Dr. Mark from the Philippines. We also have David, and you could pause this if you want to read these or go to my website and read about him. You got Dave Capel, funny guy, from the United States. We've got Akil, who's my model student. He's awesome. And these are all people that graduated last year from India. I miss you, Akil, if you're watching. We've got Stella from South Korea. We've got Yoshida-san from Japan. Also Vital from Germany. Now, Vital is originally from Rwanda. And so what I'm doing is I'm building a school with Vital in Rwanda in 2 weeks. Okay, a lot of the profits I make go to fund schools. And then what we're doing is in 2022, one of my other wonderful students named Marin, we're going to build a school in honor of her late great mother in Kenya. And then the year after that, we're going to create a school in 2023 in Nigeria for one of my great students named Kemi Tarde. All right. So we have Eric from the Netherlands. We've got Asan from Pakistan. Jason from Australia. Jason's a great guy. So Jason's the head of the alumni community. He graduated, as did all these people last year. So you want to get in contact with him. He's great. And he holds these alumni community calls every month or so, which are great for networking. Good dude. He's in Australia. We've got Doris from the United Kingdom. Lamarck from the Philippines, the Filipino Rock. And I tease him about that because he's a big guy. Good dude, yeah. And actually I had coffee with him right before COVID started. He was here in San Francisco visiting his family. We've got Dante from Montreal, where I'm from, or where I went to school. Carlos from Portugal. We have people from everybody. Erin from Ghana. Fanny from the United States, and she also went to Cornell. Andre from Missouri in the United States. Julien from Canada. Solly from Lithuania via Iran. And then also Dave from Belgium. Dave is doing great. He just got a great new job and a fantastic new girlfriend. We text almost every day and have done so for about a year. And then we got Stephen from Canada. And then lastly here, just Mark from the United States. So how much would you be willing to pay to ensure your success? So what I want to do now is I want to talk about accreditation. And in order to obtain accreditation, I would have to increase the cost of the program by thousands of dollars. Okay. I'd also be forced to follow the strict guidelines of a governing body to make a curriculum that would suck. It would obligate me to teach outdated theories while really limiting my abilities to provide practical knowledge to my students. And lastly, by remaining unaccredited, I'm able to personally guarantee everything I teach in the program are lessons you can use immediately in the real world. And of course, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's risk-free. So if you sign up today, if you don't like it for any reason, just let us know and we'll give you all of your money back. Okay, let's now move on to Q&A. So if you typed a question about the program in YouTube Live there, and if I've already answered your question, if you want, what you can do, if I've already answered it through showing the slides and talking about the program, you can delete that question if you want, completely up to you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Q&A for 30 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll talk about the free gift for everybody on the web class here. And it's one of my favorite courses that I almost never give away for free. One more thing before we start the Q&A. The two people on this call that won the prizes are the winner of the MBA for free is Ayup Alorfi. And the winner of the one-on-one Zoom call with me is Sarah Akolawala. I'm so sorry. Akolawala. Sarah, congratulations. Congratulations to both of you. What I'll do is I'll email both of you personally later tonight with details on how to get the free MBA for Ayup and Sarah, how to get the one-on-one meeting. Okay, time for 30 minutes of Q&A. All right, let's go here. Great. Okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'll go through all of your questions now. And I'll just read everything. Okay. First up, we've got a Colin who's saying, "Good morning, Chris. Greetings to you and your family." Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Anxiously waiting from Zambia is what Ali wrote, as well as Kelsey from Burundi wrote, anxiously waiting from here. Greetings from LA from Brano. Victor, greetings from Germany. Hope you guys are all doing well. We have a great turnout today. We had over 200 people actually concurrently earlier, about 20 minutes ago. Yeah. David Yerman from Boston in the building. He said, "I got you on 2 screens and ready to take notes." Thank you. Thank you. Roberto from Lima, Peru. Victor from Germany. We've got Crunch 8109 from Ohio. Eagerly awaiting, Mo is saying from India. We have a lot of people here. Thank you. If you have questions, please type them now about the program. We've also got Milrich, hi from the District of Columbia. Anelli, good evening from a very cold and wet Cape Town. And I have I have a husband and wife, Kim Cooper, is in the program. And Andrew Cooper, I almost forgot his name. Kim and Andrew Cooper, they're from South Africa. Yeah. Spelland wrote, "Hello from Canada." Patrick, great to be here. Patrick, thank you so much for the message you sent me last night as well. I saw you were the first one there. Ashira, hi, hope you're doing well. Sylvie, good evening from the Czech Republic. And Sylvie, I recorded all of my promotional trailers outdoors in Prague. Beautiful, beautiful city and country. And what happened was I had a drone that was filming us, and the drone stopped working close to a government building, and we almost lost it because embedded in the GPS of all drones are maps so you can't go close to government buildings. Okay. Next up, we got Rinsler, who said, your YouTube channel is a gold mine of valuable information. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. And Mohammed is saying, hello, everyone from Somalia. Great to see you. Dr. Mark Vincent Besa, who's one of my graduates from last year, he's in the Philippines. He was offered a job by the United Nations in Somalia. And the reason he was offered that job is because I taught him, humbly, and everybody in my program, how to write on LinkedIn and create great articles. And a lot of people from the United Nations saw that he was posting a lot. Mark Vincent Besa, you can do a search on him on LinkedIn. Yeah. Patrick is saying it's exactly 7 p.m. here in Nigeria. The class has been on my mind all day. Thank you, Patrick. And Patrick, by the way, as I mentioned earlier, we're building a school in 2023 in Nigeria, and I'm doing it with one of my students now named Kemi Atarde. Yeah. And I hope to meet you in person. All right. Next up, I've got, did anyone bring notepads? And then we've got Joseph, who wrote, hey, everyone from Canada, very excited about this. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Kevin, hey, Kevin, saying good afternoon. And Kevin, thank you very much for the email you sent me about Father's Day. I replied, but it bounced to your, I think it was a Hotmail account. Yeah. Rahul saying hello, lots of love from India. Likewise. And I taught actually a couple classes in India. So during the evenings years ago, I used to teach at several universities. I was a professor during the evenings at a school called the Halt International School of Business. And they sent me to Mumbai and also to Delhi to give lectures. It was fun. And the best food I ever had, and you're going to laugh at me now, is from Punjabi Grill at the airport, and it's the dosa. And for everybody out there that loves Indian food, if you haven't tried a dosa yet, you haven't lived. It's the best food ever. Yeah. All right. And next up, I've got Ali, who's saying exactly 8 p.m. here in Zambia. Super excited. Notepad, check. Hot tea, check. Sense of humor, check. LOL. Yeah. And thanks everyone for your patience. Sorry about the mistake I made earlier with the graphics up top. Yeah. Jim is saying hello from the San Francisco Bay Area in California. Great to see you. Mars saying good morning. Good morning to you too. We've got Diane from Davidstown, North Carolina. I used to live in Charlotte when I worked at Accenture. I worked in the merger of Nations Bank and Bank of America. Charlotte's a beautiful place. My favorite restaurant there is called Mimosa Grill. Yeah. All right. Next up, Barbara is saying this is beautiful to watch live. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm nerding out big time with all these lights here, but my favorite one is the first one here. And it's something called DMX lighting. I have a bunch of computers running here, trying to figure it all out. It's fun. And I'm a nerd, and y'all know that. All right, next up we got Avenki. Happy to be in this live session. Thank you. Appreciate it. We got Levy is saying hi, Chris. And David Yerman is saying, and I know your name is, you put D. Yerman, but David, because we connect on LinkedIn. You wrote, Chris, I know you're working on your business fits, but lose the strange anchorman hairdo. Keep it natural. Keep it real. Be you. But Ron Burgundy is my hero. Yeah. Trying something different. But thanks for the feedback. Yeah. All right. Next up, Mar wrote, I couldn't afford college. And by the way, I read every comment out loud and every question as well. All right, next up, Mar wrote, I couldn't afford college. My big mistake was attending a private university. Yeah, it's very expensive. Yeah. Harshal wrote, hello, everyone. I'm from India. How are you? 12% of my viewers are always from India. It's my third largest market. Anurag is saying, namaste, Chris. Hope all is well. Harshal is saying the same thing. Hijaz is saying, hey, team. How are you? Excellent. And if anybody has questions, type them in as well. Thank you, if you want. Luigi is saying, a good day, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Manas, hey, Manas, how are you? Manas is saying, good morning, my dear mentor. Hope all is well. Looking cool today. Awesome and excited. Thank you. And Manas has already published a couple of books. He's also made a Udemy course. He's very successful. Yeah. We got Pearl is saying, I made it. Great to see you here. Thank you. Gregory is saying, great class. I learned a lot. Thanks, Chris. You're most welcome. And E. Pronto from Toronto is here saying hi. Andre, hope you're doing well. Pearl is saying it's 8 p.m. where I am. Hey, Garv, how are you? Kartik is saying, sir, I'm Kartik from India. My question is, okay, great, thank you. I'm in class number 12, I guess, in my MBA program. Thank you. Will your MBA course help me out in a country like India? And then you wrote, please reply, and a bunch of great icons. Yeah, absolutely. So the program is set up so that it's generic enough, and the concepts I teach you can apply in any country. And what we'll do today, after the Q&A, and after I give you all your free gift, what I'll do is I'm actually going to run through a sample lesson. And I'm going to give you 3 unbelievable downloadable templates that are going to help you to be much more productive, save much more money in the long run. And I'm going to give you the mother of all investment templates I created for you so you can analyze any company, private or public. And all those 3 aforementioned templates that I'm going to give you are applicable in every single country. I teach globally. Yeah. And I've worked all over the world as well. All right, next up, we got Milrich, who said, is this just selling us the class? I'm already in it. So what I'm going to do is, in topic 3 today, I'm actually going to teach you a brand new content as well. Yeah, and if you're in the program, there could be a little bit of overlap as well. Thank you. Next up, Fred. Hey, Fred, how are you? Saying hello. Digital Era saying, Wajid says hi from Pakistan. Next up, Syed said, hello, let's network everybody. And in the program, what you can do is there's free Slack access for everybody to network with each other. We have a great global alumni community. Several hundred people, I think, have put the program as their alumni or graduates on LinkedIn. You can do a search, reach out to anybody, ask them about the negatives and the positives too. All right. Next up, Onike wrote, hello, everyone. I'm from Austria. Great to see you. Thank you. And Hui wrote, this guy is a real deal. Thank you. Except for my apparently my hair is cheesy. Looks like a toupee, actually, a bit. Yeah. All right. Next up, Kamal wrote, very rich credentials. Thank you. And I've failed so many times in my life, and I love teaching based on my failures and a couple of successes too. Thank you. Emmanuel said, paste the link to the book. Yeah, in the program, you all get it for free. Yeah. And all my books too. Andre is saying, hello and greetings from Dallas, Texas. How are you? Don't mess with Texas. Hope you're doing well. I've got a lot of students this year in my program from Texas as well. Yeah. We've got Prakash is saying hello. And Christina, who's one of my wonderful MBA students. She lives here in South San Francisco. She's great. Her husband, Christian, is also in the program. She's got an adorable daughter, Isabella, who's 8. Christina is saying, Chris, thank you for being the best, thank you, professor to your students. The best decision I made in 2020 was enrolling in your MBA Platinum Degree Program. Thank you. God bless you. It's great to see you. Thank you. Next up, ADI is saying, hey, guys. Hey, Dulio, good morning. PM is saying, wise words, Mr. Haroun. Thank you. Chris, please. Okay. Jayco is saying, hi, everyone. And if you guys have questions, please type them now. If you want. This is your time always, yeah. And I do a lot of Q&A, as you know. I've answered more than 10,000 questions live on YouTube, YouTube Live, doing these weekly calls, etc. You can always go to my website, harounventures.com, and at the top, search on any topic, and all of my thousands of vlogs, etc. And topics are indexed. You can get immediate access to all that stuff, and the MBA program too, of course, yeah. All right. Next up, Yoshida-san, you're here from Japan. How are you? And Yoshida-san, I showed your picture and profile as well with your testimonial. Thank you for being here. Hajimemashite. That's the only thing I can say in Japanese. Sorry. That means nice to meet you. I already know you, so I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. Great to see you. Great to see you. And I always tease Yoshida-san that she is the Mikitani-san of Japan. Yeah. She's awesome. She's awesome. And Mikitani-san was the founder of Rakuten, a company I worked at Goldman when we did the IPO years ago, and I met him. Good dude. Yeah. All right. Cruncher wrote, this is awesome. My thoughts exactly. Thank you. Yakam is saying hello from Nigeria. Excellent. We have a lot of people from Nigeria. Again, I'm building a school in Nigeria in 2023. I hope to meet you there. And Patrick as well, who's on the call. Yeah. And the student actually who I'm building the school with is named Kemi Tarde. And you can do a search on LinkedIn. Reach out to Kemi if you want to. So Kemi is Kemi. Last name is Tade, but it's pronounced Tarde. Yeah. and her father is Wahla, and we're going to build a school with him as well. Okay, next up, PM wrote, I've been studying Japanese for reading. It has a beautiful sound. It does. I love Japan. I worked actually on the biggest IPO in history in 1998, a Japanese company called NTT Docomo. It was the biggest IPO. It was $18.3 billion then. I was working at Goldman Sachs at the time. The ticker is 9437, I think. Yeah. Or 9432 is NTT parent company. Okay. All right. Next up, Pierre is saying hello from Ghana. Hey, Pierre. Hope you're doing well. And you'll notice that I had a graduate from Ghana as well that I showed his testimonial. And what you can do is reach out to him if you want to, or anybody, even the people I didn't show. Just do a search on LinkedIn to talk to people and ask for the negatives and the positive too. Okay. Next up, Avi Pro is saying greetings from Sweden. Avi Pro, great to see you. He's got a great icon there of a pilot. And Avi Pro is a pilot. He knows a lot about technology as well. Avi Pro, I haven't seen you in a while on the weekly calls. I missed you. I hope you're doing well. He's also a techie and understands Linux thoroughly. Next up, we got Diane, who wrote, is answering a question for Lindley there as well. Okay, cool. And Lindley's one of my students too in the MBA program. Thank you. And so Ali wrote here, in my country, many people get an MBA just for prestige. Most never use the skills because they'll probably never get the actual skills. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. And my wife is very patient with me doing all this stuff, I got to tell you. Yeah, and I have a studio at home. And I was joking with her that, honey, MBA does not stand for married but available. Yeah, I'm with you forever. All right, next up we got Michael Reynolds, who's from Sonoma, which is wine country in Northern California. He started an amazing charity. He's doing wonderful things. Thank you. And Michael wrote, Chris Haroun, the king of edutainment, the king of mistakes, man. I made a lot of mistakes today. Yeah, I'm playing around with new technology here as well. Great to see you, brother. And it was great talking to you last week as well. Pierre wrote, no truer words than Steve Jobs. Isn't that a great video? And I had to put up the disclosure. I licensed it from Silicon Valley Historical Association. They make me do that. I've got a 2-year license on that video. Yeah. And Garv wrote here, Steve Jobs, just one word. Perfect. Yeah. He's amazing. And of course, we study Apple a lot in the Mba Degree Program through that hypothetical case study of Apple potentially buying Nintendo. Yeah. And whoever it was that had that comment about my awful hair, you'll see it gets worse later on today in a short video I'm going to show you. Yeah. All right. Next up, Gil. Hey, Gil, how are you? Gil is from Canada. He lives in British Columbia. Great guy. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And I hope I answered your question correctly yesterday about setting up a separate holding company to own stocks. Yeah. If I didn't, let me know. Cyrus is saying, hey, Chris, does your MBA course break down to different parts? If I only want to learn sales and marketing, how do I do it with your MBA course? Yeah, so this is basically, the way it's set up is it's like choose your own adventure. You can just watch the actual topics that are of most interest to you. If all you're interested is sales, marketing, and communications, then you can watch just that part and not the other 4. And I provide a ton of stuff in the program. I used this analogy earlier of I'm a waiter, okay, with hopefully an okay waiter with great food. And when you go to a restaurant, you look at everything, but you choose one main course or a couple, whatever. I want to expose you to everything, and I do in the program. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Amr is saying, hey, Chris, how are you? Patrick is saying, I'm enjoying this. Thank you. Appreciate it. Abhishek, hello from India. Amr is saying, Chris, you're really inspiring. Love to hear from you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. My students inspire me so much. And my students are my only customer. I have a policy. If you go to my website and go to the About page and the press page there, that I don't take any sponsorships from anybody. And Forbes approached me last year about potentially making this the Forbes Haroun Education Ventures MBA program. I'll never do it. Yeah. And to be honest, you'll remember a year or two ago, Whenever somebody asked about Robinhood, I always said I couldn't comment because we were in late stage discussions to sign a contract, and good thing that didn't go through. Yeah, I'll never sell out. I'm here for my students forever, even if that means I have hardly any YouTube followers. I just want to serve you all. Okay, serve you all. I'm a good waiter. Okay, next up, Vishal wrote, "Hey Chris, I loved your complete financial analyst training course on Udemy. Trust me, I've never felt in love with learning more before I took up in your course. To be honest, it's the most practical course ever. Thank you." And I appreciate that. Appreciate that. It's my favorite one too. Yeah. Wasn't perfect though. Yeah. Oh, and one thing I haven't taught about is options, derivatives, etc., and futures. I'm adding that to the curriculum this year for the MBA degree program. For those of you that already graduated, you'll find it in class number 89. I'm adding that and a ton of new stuff about investing in real estate. And the tricky thing about doing options is I'm trying to make it fun and engaging with a lot of props. It'll come out soon. Yeah. All right. Next, hey Rose, how are you? Rose graduated last year from the program. She was also editor of the yearbook, which I have on my shelf over here. She did a great job. She's awesome. She's in the great state of Virginia. Rose, great to see you. Next up, Da wrote, "Hey Chris, I reside in the United Kingdom. Would the coursework relate and assist me in starting a company here in the United Kingdom? Cheers, David." Absolutely. Absolutely. So everything I teach is global in nature. I've done a lot of work in the United Kingdom as well. I've invested in Sage. I went up to Scotland to meet with a company. I've invested in a lot of companies in Ireland as well, which is a great tax haven. You only pay 11.5% taxes. But absolutely, it's applicable everywhere. Yeah. And one of my students, Doris, who I showed an image of her and a testimonial. She's from the United Kingdom. You can reach out to her if you want to. Yeah. Or just do an advanced search in LinkedIn. Yeah. PM wrote, Khan Academy has free economics courses. Yeah, they're great. They're great. And what the Khan Academy does actually is there's a lot of graphic overlays. And I have that process as well with one of my screens here as well. I'm a nerd, one of my toys. Yeah, but God bless Khan Academy. Yeah. All right, Sarah wrote, is this part the same as a complete cryptocurrency on Udemy? It's updated. It's more relevant. I've added some more stuff as well. Yeah. Frederick, how are you? Frederick Mendoza is from Baltimore. I talked to him yesterday. Great guy. Good dude. He knows a lot about stocks. He's a macro trader as well. He's awesome. And watch that TV show, Billions, I mentioned to you yesterday, as well as the movie Wall Street from 1987. Yeah. Good to see you. We've got Ali who's saying, hey, Chris, I can't find your complete hedge fund course and the complete consultancy course. What happened? Yeah. So I make a lot of mistakes. I do this full time. I take risks. And I had a course that was out in 2016 called the Complete Consulting Course. And the ratings were just under 4 out of 5. It was making money, but it wasn't fair to my students. It wasn't the highest quality. So I pulled it from the platform completely. That course does not exist. But what I do is in the MBA program, I teach a lot about consulting. Okay, I teach about qualitative frameworks as well in a lot of detail. And if you stick around today for topic 3, you'll see I'm going to give you a template that's going to help you do any sort of consulting-based analysis on a company. You'll love it. It's great. Yeah. In terms of the complete hedge fund course, I renamed that one. I found that through SEO, search engine optimization, that course wasn't doing as well. And the reason is because it's now called how to pick stocks on a couple of platforms. The reason is when you start a company or a product, you gotta have a massive total addressable market. Okay, and a lot of people want to learn about finance, but only a few people want to learn about hedge funds. Yeah, and I've started a hedge fund. I worked at Citadel, great hedge fund, Kingdon, a bunch of others as well. So I always teach based on my real practical experience. In the MBA program, I teach you a lot more about this as well. All right. Next up, Ariane said, can undergraduates join? Absolutely. You don't need anything, even a high school degree. A lot of the best entrepreneurs out there don't have university degrees. Tons of them. Lots of dropouts out there. like David Geffen, Sidney Weinberg, who was the CEO of Goldman Sachs for a couple decades. No education, he started in the mailroom. Yeah, a lot of people actually don't have undergraduate degrees and are very, very successful. I can give you a list of 50 more if you want, or a lot more. Yeah, anybody can join. Hijaz wrote, "Hi, Chris. Hope you're doing well." Stevie wrote, "Thank you, Matt and Joey. You're killing it." I agree. Thank you. Matt is my chief creative officer. He's done a great job of the videos. And Joey, who's my brother from another mother, is doing a great job as my sales and marketing partner and guru. He's awesome. Yeah. Yakam wrote, "Anyone from Nigeria here?" There's a bunch. Just do Control F in your browser on the word Nigeria, and you'll see lots of people you can reach out to. Yeah. Next up, Christoph wrote, "Not being accredited is actually a good thing." Thank you. No, I think so as well. And it was a tough call earlier when I created the program, but I think I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. Accredited schools don't teach you the right stuff. Yeah. And they're bureaucratic as well. Next up, we got Ahmed, who wrote, "Do we get handouts at the end of the lectures, or should I just keep screenshotting the slides?" So I'm going to give you a workbook, which is 5 pages, which has links to 3 unbelievable templates you can download that will help. In terms of the slides here, the best way is just to watch a replay of this. I'll leave this call up on YouTube as well. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then Christoph said, "Is this basically an all-in-one program, all your courses bundled into one?" Yeah, it's all brand new stuff we've recorded from 5 different angles. We recorded it in 4K. When you watch it, it'll be 1080, but we future-proofed it as well. It's all in one. You get everything about business. Yeah. And if there are topics I don't cover, just let me know and I'll add them really quickly to the program. Again, when you buy the program, you have access to all 300 plus hours online, plus many more hours of new content I add every year. You'll get that for free. Yeah. So if there's new social media platforms that are relevant that don't exist yet, if they're making good traction in the marketplace, and if I think it can help you take your career to the next level, what I'll do is I'll add that to the curriculum as well. All right. Yeah. All right. Next up here. Cool. Oh, Cassandra. Thank you. Cassandra is on my team. She's wonderful. She's from Canada. She's an SEO expert, and she's answering questions here as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Good to see you. And great job on this webcast as well. You guys done a great job. Thank you. Okay, next up, Da wrote, "You've answered my previous question." Thank you. Okay, next up, Sylvia wrote, "Hi, Chris, can you explain the difference between your program and a typical executive MBA?" Yeah. So an executive MBA is something you do at night usually, or on the weekends. And so the difference is that I have real life practical templates and tools that you can use, a lot of arrows in your quiver or tools in your toolbox that you can apply immediately. Executive MBAs, it's kind of like a traditional MBA program where they don't teach you the most important skills that I mentioned earlier in this webcast to ensure your success. Yeah, and they're very expensive too. Yeah. And instead, like a lot of people do executive MBAs, what happens is they don't see their families for a couple weekends every month. Right? They actually have to travel to the school or they have to work in group settings. With my program, you can do it from the comfort of your own home on an iOS device, Android device, Windows, Mac, etc. And you have access to it forever. And you can watch less than an hour a day if you want, and still do it within 1 year. Or you can binge watch and do it much faster. Yeah. Okay. And Christoph says, "Sounds good. Thank you." Next up, Ariane said, "Is the certification given as a PDF or will it be couriered?" No. So what I do is I create a high quality PDF for you. Actually, I send it as a PNG or a JPG, whatever you want. And then in the very last lecture, what I do is I explain how to order this. So you order this frame here, and I give you links on Amazon to order if you want. There's no affiliate program. I don't get comped. So the frame will cost you $30, this one, for example. And then this on the inside, I'll PDF it to you, or I'll send you the JPEG. I say not PDF, it's JPEG or PNG. You print it out and you put it in the frame yourself. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, Christoph said, "Does Chris have any programs or courses teaching macro global trading?" In the MBA degree program, I do. I do. So I talk a lot about fixed income instruments from a high level perspective. How interest rates change, how the whole world of bonds works as well, which fits in nicely with a macro perspective. In terms of trading, I do cover it, but I always tell my students I want you to look at valuation first, fundamental second, and a distant third, trading. Yeah. But I do a lot of technical analysis as well, if that's something you're interested in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff about finance and trading as well. Although, again, I recommend looking at valuation first, fundamental second, and trading a distant third. Yeah. Okay, and Kamal wrote Rwanda. That's amazing. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for the trip. Yeah. And apparently, I looked into it, and I was talking to Vital, who graduated from the program last year, and I'm leaving in July to go there. Apparently, there's a curfew at 7 p.m. now because the Delta variant of the COVID. I had the Pfizer shot. I got 2 of them. I was really sick after the second one. I'm great now. But hopefully I don't have to cancel the trip. I got travel insurance just in case. I don't think I'll have to. Yeah. But I can't wait to go to Rwanda. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Michael, who goes by the Aquahood, and he's from the United Kingdom. He grew up with Sacha Baron Cohen as well. He's told me great stories about that. Michael wrote here, amazing value. I thought it was a Thursday. I had to check. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm still doing my weekly call tomorrow at 8 a.m. Oh, we're almost out of time. Let me go through this quickly here. My weekly call tomorrow at 8 a.m. And on my weekly call tomorrow at 8 a.m., it's, I think, week number 144, webcast 144 for weeklies. What I'm doing is I'm actually interviewing one of my students who created, during the MBA program in the Venture Capital Bootcamp, he and his son were quarantined in Germany, and they created a company together. And I'm going to interview them. Let me show you their product. It's pretty cool, man. All right, so let me see if I can get this in frame here. Yeah, they created this company called Grizzy. Okay, and their website, really, really high quality. I'm going to have them on the call and all that stuff, but tomorrow to interview him. You can go to their website to buy the product or check it out if you want. It's grizzyware.com. Let me give you the exact address. It's GRIZZY-ware. That's WEAR. So I'll have him on the call. And also tomorrow, I'll be doing profiles on successful people and what we can learn from them, including Warren Buffett, Kylie Jenner. I know, it's amazing. She's 23. She's a billionaire. We'll also be doing Oprah Winfrey. Tomorrow, we'll talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce and a couple other people. You'll enjoy tomorrow's webcast. And, of course, we'll talk about Elon Musk as well. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, Sylvie wrote here, I'm already a student of your, great MBA degree program. Thank you. And it was it was my best investment in life. Thank you so much, Chris, for changing my life. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate that. And thank you for your support. Thank you. All right, cool. And Christoph wrote, Africa is up and coming. It's the final frontier. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for my trip. I've never been there. And my dad was born in Egypt. And he came to Canada in 1967, but I've never gone to Africa. I can't wait. Okay. Next one, Casper is saying, guys, is there any code for this $400 off sale? It's actually $500 off. So all you do is you go to HarounMBA.com and you can click through and purchase the program, 30-day money-back guarantee. Yeah. Ali wrote from Rwanda, Chris will visit Zambia. Dude, I want to build schools in every country. And years ago, in my TEDx talk, and it's on YouTube, you can search for it, I painted this vision of the world where education fixes all problems, and we can create schools all over the world with solar on their roof, which is what we're doing in Rwanda. And eventually, I'm going to get Elon Musk. I can get to him. I'm going to get him to give us unfiltered, free satellite-based internet for the schools. Yeah, that's coming. And I'll get Bill Gates involved as well at some point once I figure this stuff out, because I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, as I always do. All right, Avi Pro wrote here, I've been here since the first vlog. Yeah, back in 2018. Seems like years ago. And I just have to say that Chris is a goldmine on this. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. And Christopher, I think Africa is the next big success. Yes, I agree. Give me 1 second, guys. What happens every now and then is it jumps on me. So let me do a search for Avi Pro so I know where I was. Okay, here we go. I found it. Good. All right. Next up, Patrick wrote, wow, Kemi Tade. Tarde, yeah. And you wrote, I will look up the name. Yeah. So Kemi, last name Tade. Anybody from Nigeria want to reach out to Kemi, please do so. Kemi lived in Nigeria. She grew up there. She's now working in Ottawa, Canada, the nation's capital. Where I'm from Canada. I used to work in Ottawa 2 years ago. And Avi Pro said, if I had the money and the time, this would be an absolute no-brainer. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Stevie wrote, congrats. Hijad said, hello from Sri Lanka. And Joseph saying, the offer is good until July 4th at 12 a.m. Thank you. And Joseph works with me as well. Appreciate that. Thank you. So if you go to HarounMBA.com, you'll see there's at the top, it will say when it expires. Yeah. Okay. And happy Canada Day to anybody from Canada tomorrow, July 1st. We're always 3 days ahead of the Americans. All right, T wrote, looking forward to your upcoming futures trading course. Thank you. Thank you. And again, if you've already signed up for the MBA program or you want to, it's going to be added to class number 89. It's going to be a long optional class on options. Next up, PM wrote, I've got a quick question. In the past decade, there's been a lot of animations in America with dumb/poor protagonists. Do you think this stereotype has been harmful to those seeking a better life? I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know what you're referring to. If you want, you can give me an example and I can humbly answer to the best of my abilities. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we're out of time. I'm just going to look quickly. I'm going to search for the word question mark or for the symbol question mark, answer questions fast here. Okay. How long is your MBA? Is a question from Ali. Is it 1 year? It's as long as you want it to be. You could binge watch it in a couple months, or you can do it in a year by watching less than 1 hour per day. It's 300 hours. You got access to it forever. All right, so I'm just searching for question marks here. Next question is, will there be a replay for this? Absolutely. Just click on the YouTube link. You'll find it on my YouTube page as well. Yeah. Okay. Next question from Mike is, does the MBA course cover the material in your other courses like crypto and other stuff? It's more up to date, right? But if I were to say that I don't teach you what a balance sheet is in the MBA program, that would be disingenuous, right? Because the language of business is finance and accounting. But I teach it in a different way with a lot of different props, with a lot more exercises, and it's much more updated as well. All right, searching for the word question mark. Let me see here. Okay. You know what I'm going to do is this, okay? What I'm going to do, because I promised everybody to get the free prize after the 30-minute Q&A, what I'll do is I'm actually going to go through the rest of this web class, and at the end, I'll open it up again for Q&A. So if I miss anybody's questions, I'll be able to answer them. Okay, great. Okay, cool. All right, and give me 1 second to get this all set up. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So time for the free gift now for all attendees. Okay, so everybody attending today will receive a 20-plus hour course of mine that I rarely give away called the Complete Financial Analyst course. And so the way it's going to work is everybody attending will get the course delivered to the email address that you use to register for this web call. And the email will send to you before midnight today. It's midnight tonight, Pacific time, my time. And if you didn't register for the web call, what you can do is you can go to harounventures.com/webclass, all lowercase. harounventures.com/webclass, all one word, all lowercase. And what we'll do is we'll make sure we send it to you as well. Now, here's a very short video on what that free course that you'll be receiving is all about, the Complete Financial Analyst course. Welcome to MHS. Congratulations! MHS stands for Morgan Haroun Sachs, which is the world's #1 pretend finance company. Come with me. You will go through our Financial Analyst Training Program Bootcamp. Here you will learn a lot about finance and investing with no theory. You will rotate through the many divisions of our firm, and we will discuss how to excel in 14 different financial analyst roles. I will also help you understand which finance role you're most passionate about and how to get hired and promoted in the industry. You will deal with the employees and clients of our firm. in edutaining, meaning entertaining, and educational interactive case studies, including how an IPO works, how to manage risk, and how to manage a portfolio. You will create incredible investment research reports that will impress the heck out of anyone in the finance industry. This course is for anyone who wants to be a financial analyst, or a better investor, stock picker, portfolio manager, and more. No prior experience is necessary. It includes a comprehensive Excel template to help guide you through our training program. In addition, I will teach you Excel skills so you can model financial statements and value companies from scratch. This course is based on my many years of experience. I'm an MBA graduate from Columbia University. I've gone through the Global New Hire Financial Analyst Training Program at Goldman Sachs in New York, London, and Tokyo. I've worked for top hedge funds, and I even started my own hedge fund and venture capital firms. This course is more than 22 hours long. This is the most thorough financial analyst and investing course available on the market. The student reviews have been amazing. Welcome to the Morgan Haroun Sachs training program. This will be a lot of fun. I'll see you in the morning. So I recorded that trailer in Prague in the Czech Republic, and I was so sick then. I pushed myself too hard. I'm a hypocrite sometimes. I tell people to take breaks. And I lost my voice. And so what we did was we had the same makeup artist that did Marcia Cross from Desperate Housewives, the show, I think. She was cool. They made me look not sick, and I had to dub every word over top of that. You can probably tell. Yeah, not the best dub. It's like an old Bruce Lee movie. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So I hope everybody enjoyed topics 1 and 2 today. Now, for topic 3, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss, and I'll provide you with 3 tools that you can use, okay, to take your career to the next level. In those 3 tools, and I'll show you how to download this workbook soon, not yet, okay? But these 3 tools I'm going to teach about and provide you with will help you do 3 things. Number 1, increase your productivity immediately. Number 2, save much more money. And number 3, I will give you a very comprehensive dashboard I made for you to be able to analyze any company. And earlier on the call, somebody asked about consulting. Yes, there will be consulting frameworks as part of that, as well as finance frameworks. You guys will love it. I worked really hard on it. It's a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link to download this workbook here. And I explained in a lot of detail how to use the 3 tools in about 10 minutes, okay? But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a 10-minute break because apparently we have what's that? We got breaking news. Okay, so I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, thank you. 1 second.
Hello, my name is Bob Burgundy from Haroun News Network, that's HNN, and I've got breaking news for you. It looks like technology behemoth Apple is trying to buy Nintendo. Breaking news, breaking news. I don't know if the deal will go through. I have to ask a number of our strategic advisors here to help us out to find out if this deal, in fact, will go through. And so the first strategic advisor that I want to ask is an expert in economics management and strategy. He works at a consulting firm called McKinsey, and his name is Chip Patterson. Chip, what are your thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Bob, for that introduction. This is an extraordinary deal, and I think it might make sense, but I'm not really sure yet. And so here at McKinsey & Company, we pride ourselves in advising the most incredible companies and government agencies in the world. And so by the end of this Mba Degree Program, my fellow classmates here will help me to analyze if this extraordinary deal makes a lot of sense or not. Thank you, and cheerio.
Thank you, Chip. The next expert we're going to ask is a finance and accounting expert who works at an investment bank called MHS, Morgan Haroun Sachs. His name is Gordon Lizard. Gordon, what are your thoughts on this deal?
Thanks, Bob. I really appreciate it, So here at Morgan Haroun Sachs, MHS actually,
we're going to do a really deep dive to understand the financial statements of, Nintendo and Apple. And I pride myself on being an amazing investment banker. And we're actually going to have a lot of my fellow students here during the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program help me to build out the financials. And don't worry, I know a lot of us don't understand how finance and accounting works, but we will by the end of this MBA degree program. In fact, here's what we're going to do, We're going to figure it all out together. We're going to create the financial model, meaning the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, etc., for Nintendo as well as for Apple. And it's a bit complicated because Nintendo's an international company, and so their financial statements are a little bit different from Apple, but we're going to figure it out, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to value the company using discounted cash flow as well as price earnings multiple, price to revenue, and other metrics as well. And so that by the end of this MBA degree program, we will know how much Apple should potentially pay for Nintendo. Thanks, Bob. Back to you. Thank you, Gordon. Our next expert is somebody that knows a lot about sales, marketing, and communication, and his name is Stephen Ive. Stephen, you work at Apple. What are your thoughts on this deal?
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thanks. It's going to be important for me to convince our board and shareholders to approve of the deal. And I'm not much of a presenter, but I know that a lot of my fellow students here in the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program are going to be able to help me to learn how to present much better in the SMC classes, that's sales, marketing, and communication classes, so that they'll give me advice, and together we'll be able to learn how to present to the board of Apple and the shareholders to convince them to the deal makes sense or if it doesn't. Thank you, Bob. Back to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Our next expert is an entrepreneurship expert named Tony Shark. Now, Tony was about to sign an exclusive contract with Apple for his virtual reality goggles and his company, Shark Virtual Reality. Tony, is this deal still going through for you, or because Nintendo has a great VR product, does Apple no longer need you, Tony? And what are you going to do about this?
Yeah, thanks, Bob. So I was supposed to sign this exclusive contract with Apple for my, Shark virtual reality goggles. I think our product is a lot better than Nintendo's. And in the entrepreneurship track of this MBA degree program, my fellow students and I are going to work on a way to sell this product to Apple. And so this product's amazing. There's a hardware component to it, which has low margins. And then there's a software component to it with media, which is where you stream it, and it's really high margins. We got a great product here, much better than anybody else in the market. And so, last thing I'll say, Bob, and thanks again for having me on your show, is that by the end of this MBA degree program, my fellow classmates and I will be armed with this, and we'll have what it takes to be able to succeed in business and take our careers to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Our next guest is somebody off the street here, a random person I just met whose goal is to work at Apple. I want to ask you, from a personal growth perspective, how do you think you can get a job at Apple? So this guy's name here is Joe Jobs. How are you going to get that job?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Bob. I really appreciate it. So my dream has always been to work at Apple, and I think I got what it takes. And I know that my fellow classmates and I in this Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program, in the personal growth classes, we're going to learn just a ton so that we can all get the job of our dreams. We'll learn how to interview and all that stuff. I'm looking forward to getting a lot of help from my fellow classmates so that we can get that dream job. I think I got what it takes. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Joe. Well, there you have it. We talked to 5 experts who are going to help us understand how this deal is structured, if this deal will go through and whatnot. And by the end of this Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program, you will all be armed with enough skills to understand from 5 different perspectives whether or not this deal makes sense. And those 5 perspectives are as follows: economics management and strategy, sales, marketing and communication, entrepreneurship, personal growth, and finance and accounting. I'm Bob Burgundy signing out here from Haroun News Network's HNN.
welcome back. Let's talk about the 3 tools that you can use starting today to make you more productive, save more money, and thoroughly analyze any company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all to download the following 5-page workbook right now. So here's how you do it. Please go to this web address here, all lowercase, harouneducation.com/day1 as opposed to 1 day. So download that, harouneducation.com/day1, download the workbook. And let me actually go there with you right now. All right, so give me 1 second, and I'm going to switch over to another view. There we go. Cool. All right, so you go to harouneducation.com/day1, all lowercase. Okay, cool. So what you'll see here are 3 workbooks. And whenever I teach my classes, every class has a different workbook. There's more than 100 of them. And the contents of all 3 are identical. I do this in case you want to use Google Docs or Microsoft Word or use the PDF version, okay? So I'm going to, and when I create this program, I try to make it accessible to everybody so you can take this on a desktop, laptop, etc., depending on what product you have. The only software product I want you to have, if you want, is Microsoft Excel for when we do some of the Excel exercises. Okay, so here we open it up, okay, and there are 3 topics here. And if you click, and this is the way all my workbooks work, if you click on any of these topics, you jump directly, immediately to that topic. Okay, so there's 5 pages in this workbook. So let's go to page 2, or you can click on the hyperlink here. Okay, great. So what I want to do is I want to show you a 1-page daily planner that you can use to make sure that you're way, way, way more productive every single day. If you want to get something done, you give it to a busy person, because we all know that, you know, when we don't have much to do, we don't get much done. Like when I go on vacation, I have nothing to do. You know, I don't even have time to work out for some reason. Okay, so you can download this if you want to in PowerPoint format. So if you click here, this will download it in PowerPoint. And this version here works on Google Slides, Keynote, and LibreOffice, or the free Office product. But what I'll do now is I'm actually going to use the PDF version here just to show you how this works. Again, this is topic 1 of 3. Okay, so here it is right here. So this is a daily personal growth dashboard, okay? And what you do is you enter in every single day, except for weekends, you enter in what you're going to be accomplishing the next day, okay? And this works incredibly well. So the way it works is up here, and I've set it up so that if you hit tab, it goes to the next field automatically, or shift tab, it goes backwards. So you enter in the day number, okay? And then the date. You enter the date here. And the day number, I have it set up to try to challenge you, I say it with love in my heart, to see how many days in a row you can do this, not including weekends. My record is 30 days in a row. So day 1, not 1 day, enter here. And then what you do is you enter in, you can print this out as well if you want to, but I like to be environmentally friendly. You write down your most important goal, okay? And when it's gonna be accomplished by, okay? And you enter this in daily. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a process for using this daily, and you schedule tomorrow's day today. So I usually complete this at 9 p.m. at night before I go to bed. So you got to write down your biggest goal here, your North Star goal, and when you're going to accomplish this by. And the reason I say when to accomplish it by is because 95% of people give up on their New Year's resolutions by the 3rd week of January because they don't set a deadline date. Okay, so whatever your goal is, enter it here. And if you're in the program, these are the 5 main components I talked about. You can just click here, did you do the quiz or not for each day? And the classes you're going to attend each day for the week, okay? Or meaning when you're going to watch them online. Then you enter in your 3 personal goals here, other goals in brackets. You know, one might be to put on muscle mass or quit a bad habit, whatever it might be. And then here I have my students enter in what percent of the MBA program have they completed so far. And after every class, what I do is at the end of each class, all 100, I tell you what percent we're done. And then you enter in here what you're going to accomplish the next day. Okay, and I set it up so you can tab between them. And if you have the PowerPoint version open, just click on the tabs, on the yellow boxes. And I set it up in case you want to actually hard code it and change these here as well. If you're using PowerPoint, you can go to the slide master to change the template as well. In PowerPoint, I included 365 slides for each day of the year. But this is the PDF here. So you enter in what you're going to accomplish the next day. I promise you this works. It's like mini goal setting every day. Then what you do, and I'm going to scroll out a bit here because you can't see it with the black bar on the bottom there. See if I can go up. There we go. All right, this will be a bit tricky to see. Let me try it again. Okay, but at the very bottom of the version you have open, at the end of the day, you're going to score yourself, okay, before you make next day's one pager. You're going to score yourself and click here. Did you make time for family, if that's important to you? Exercise, nutrition, you make time for that. Did you get at least 7 hours of sleep that night? That sort of thing. Again, you can change all this stuff if you want to as well, okay? And did you make time for you? And then here you score out of 100% how you did that day. And this is very subjective, but for me, for example, if I didn't make time for exercise, I take off 10%. So now I'm at 90. If I missed a meeting or didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, I take off another 10%. So now I'm at 80%. If I didn't spend time with family, I take off 20%. That sort of thing. So score yourself. I promise you this works. A lot of my students have been doing this for years. It's part and central to the MBA degree program as well. I promise you it helps a lot. Okay, let's move over now to the next component right here. Okay, so we're done with topic 1. And with all workbooks in the Google Docs version, the Microsoft Word version, and the PDF version, I set it up so you can type text here as well. And if you're using the PDF, it automatically, the box gets bigger for you. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first exercise. Now you know how to be much more productive every day. Try it out. I promise you it works. Don't do it on weekends, though, because it'll drive you crazy if you're too regimented on the weekends. All right, next up, let's talk about how to save millions of dollars. And this is a really fun exercise. So what I want you to do, please, is I want you to click this link here to download a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet we're going to do together. Okay, if you don't have Excel right now, you can just watch this. I'll go through this because this is life-altering from a money management perspective. So I downloaded it. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. You can't see it under that black bar. I'm going to open it up in Excel hell. Here we go. Okay, here it is here. And let me make it a bit bigger for you. Good. It's good enough. Okay, great. So what I want you to do once you have this open with me is I want you to enter in your currency here. Just hard code it. Dollars, renminbi, whatever it might be. Then I want you to enter in your favorite charity right here. Right? Like Doctors Without Diplomas or something. That was a bad joke. That was dad humor. That's awful. I got that from Zach Galifianakis. Enter your favorite charity here. And so what I'll do is I will call this for one of my students, the Kemi Tarde School, okay, which is one of the schools we're going to make, and that's not the final name, but we're going to make it actually in Africa. And give me 1 second. I'm going to go off script here, guys. I want to go to Project Magoo and get the exact name of that. Here we go. So this is my charity. This is Vital, who graduated last year. And we're building a school in Rwanda this year, Kenya next year, and Nigeria in 2023. So what I'll do is I'll call it, here it is here. This here is Kemi's school that we're going to build for her, one of my students. Copy. And I'll go back over here, and I will paste this in here. Good. That's the name of the school. All right, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through 6 little questions together. This will be a lot of fun. And if you click on these buttons, it'll just jump down to all 6 of them from a navigation perspective. Now, I don't ever put any macros or code in these things from a vulnerability and security perspective. I don't recommend it. So let's do question number 1. And the way it works is I only want you to enter stuff in the white cells here, okay? All right. So right here, I want you to enter in what is the cost of you buying a coffee or a tea every day. Some people spend $4 at Starbucks, which people call $4. Let's say it's $2, okay? Okay. Well, what happens is if over 50 years, if you make your own coffee at home instead of spending $2, you actually save $850,000. If you and your spouse do it, you save $1.7 million. And this is because if you keep money in the stock market or investments in general, the average return on investment, historically speaking, for the S&P 500 is close to 10% per year. So over here, I created for you, I wrote here, the bottom line is if you saved $2 per day by making your own coffee, tea, then in 50 years, you'd have $852,000 in savings, okay? And if your significant other did this as well, you'd have $1.7 million in savings, okay? And if you entered a different currency, you'll see it doesn't say dollars there, it says your currency. Okay, and what you can do is, and only change the white boxes, you can play around with this. If you don't think 9.5% is accurate, you can enter in a lower number like 7. You can change the years as well, say 20 years, and say you spend, I don't know, $4 a day on coffee and stuff. It's $100 grand, okay. So that's the first one. Let's move on now to the second one here. We can just scroll down, and I'm gonna zoom out slightly here. Okay, cool. All right, the next question here is, I want you to look at how much money you'll save by not buying Beats by Dre, those earphones. And my son, Andrew, wanted it for Christmas one year. And I actually wrapped up pickled beets. And on the top, I wrote the word Dre on it. That's awful dad humor. I'm sorry. Yeah. He didn't like me that day. But say right in here, whatever product it is you want to buy that you maybe reconsider not buying. So I wrote here Beats by Dre, enter in whatever product it is for you, a car, whatever. Then you write the cost of buying the item. So Beats by Dre, it's $300, let's just say, okay? So if you don't buy the Beats by Dre, then you'll save $325,000 over 50 years if you think you can make 15% per year. If you say, Chris, that's bogus, I can't make 15 per year, make it 8, whatever. So that the Beats by Dre, it costs you $300 to buy, but it actually costs you $14,000 to buy. And this is using some of the basic time value of money formulas we'll talk about in the program. And everything we do in the program, we build on it slowly, so that we take the basics and eventually we add more complexity to it. So you know how to value companies, and then you know how to do options and all that stuff as well. These are Lego bricks because I'm a man-child. Yeah. It's fun. All right, you can do this. All right, next up, let's look at example number 3 here. Okay. For number 3, what I want you to do is, and let me just check the webcast. Okay, we're still good. For number 3, how many years does it take for your money to double? Okay, and then there's something called the rule of 72, which I'll explain mathematically in a second. So enter in any interest rate you want to right here. So I'm going to enter in 10 for 10%. And we could see here that the rule of 72 will tell you it'll take 7.2 years for your money to double. Now what that means mathematically is, we double click here, all it is you take the number 72 divided by whatever your interest rate is. So if you save money at a 10% return rate, you'll double your money in 7.2 years. If it's 15%, your money will double in 4.8 years. If it's 5%, it's 14.4. If it's 0.05 right now, and it rounded there, it'll take many, many years, right? And cash is trash right now, fake money here. But we know that leaving our money in the bank is the worst thing we could possibly do, especially because the U.S. government has increased the number of dollars out there by 33% in the past 1.5 years, right? It's not fair. That's why cash is trash, yeah. And I'll teach you how to invest in many different asset classes from scratch in the Mba Degree Program. All right, let's move on now to example number 4 of 6, okay? So this one here, it says, how much money do I need to save every day in order to have $1 million in 35 years? So let's just enter in these numbers here, and I'll leave the interest rate at 9.5%, okay? 35 years. So if I saved $1 every day, it would take, I would have $100,000 in 35 years. Well, it's got to be higher than that. If I make it $10 per day, there we go, I would have just over $1 million. Okay, so if you say $10 a day, that's $1 million in 35 years. It all adds up. Okay, next up, let's move on to number 5 right here. How much money do I need to save monthly at an interest rate of 15% in order to have $1 million in 60 years to donate to my charity of Bo's Tade Memorial School in Kenya that I'm building? So let's enter in some numbers here to see what it would take for me to have $1 million. Okay, so if I save $10 a month for 60 years, I know it's crazy. That's $6 million. It's unbelievable compound interest, how it works. And you can change these numbers here if you don't want to have 15% or the number of years. Well, what if we made it $1? Well, that's 600 grand in 35 years. Let's make it 2. It's 1.2. So 1.7 maybe? Yeah, about that. Amazing how compound interest works. And I'm going to teach you many basic and advanced tools as well, so you can take your investment game and savings to the next level. And when I teach you how to start companies, I'm going to teach you how to do it with no money down, okay? I always want you to use other people's money, and I'll teach you how to raise money as well. We never get bank loans because banks are chicken, right? If you miss one payment, they'll want to take everything. And I'll teach you how to register your company as well, which is universal, works in all countries, so that, God forbid, if something happens to your company, they can't take your assets or the stuff from your family. Okay, let's move on to the last one here for topic number 2. Now, example 6 of 6 here is if I decided that I wanted to rent instead of buying a house. And if I assume that I would pay $600 per month in rent for 50 years, how much money would my $600 per month be worth if I had hypothetically invested $600 per month for 50 years at an investment return of 8%? Okay, so we're gonna enter here 600, okay? The number of years is 50 years. The interest rate is 8.5%. Wow, look at that. I wrote here, the bottom line is if you saved $600 a month, then in 50 years, you would have $5.8 million more in savings. So anyway, it's a lot of fun playing around with numbers that way. Okay, great. So we are now done with topic 2. And let's move on. Hey, Vital. Let's move on now to topic 3. Okay, so let's go down here to 3. And you can always double click here in the footer to jump to any topic you want to as well. Okay, so topic 3. This one's big. This one took me forever to make, and you're gonna love this. Okay, so I want you to download this spreadsheet with me now. And this is going to help you analyze any investment opportunity for public or private companies. Okay. And so if we click here, we download it from Dropbox. Okay. So it's going to download in the top corner there. Download. Here we go. I've got a light block in the corner of that screen. My bad. And what you can't see is it just downloaded there under that black bar. Let me double click here to open this up. All right, and Excel is opening here. Cool beans. All right, so this here is 100 steps to analyze a company. And this is one of the gazillions of frameworks I included in the Mba Degree Program. Okay, so at the top here, you've got qualitative research items, okay? And what you can do is you can click these buttons here, or what you can do is you can actually click next step or previous step, that sort of thing. And then down here, these here are quantitative investment research, okay, for any company. And here, these are financials. Everything you need to know. There's 100 steps, right? And it tracks your progress as you go through it as well, which is fun. And so what you do is you enter in here in the settings tab, okay? You enter in the name of the company, okay? And there's just dummy data in here now, okay? The name of the company, the name of the industry, the products, yada, yada, yada. I ask you a ton of things to enter in, the competition as well, okay? And once you enter that in, it all gets populated in this massive document. And what the output is as follows, okay? So there's an executive summary, everything you enter in here. And if you hit print, it's just a one-pager. And many of you have probably seen that in my other courses, but I made actually a much more comprehensive version, which is 150 pages which is right here in the detailed reports. Somebody asked, how can I get the worksheet? Just download it. Click. Oh, somebody's asking, okay, where is the worksheet? Yeah, okay, so you click on it. Let me show you again from scratch. All right, so what you do is right here in exercise 3 of 3. So make sure you have the workbook open, okay? And the way to access the workbooks, I'll go back here quickly. You go here to harounventures.com/day1, okay, all lowercase. Then you open up one of the workbooks. All 3 are the same, but I'll open the Google Docs version. Then what you do, there's 3 topics, okay? So there's a couple of pages. So you scroll down here to page 3, okay? And then you click right here to download the spreadsheet, okay? Right here. And it will download it for you. Okay. Let me go back to Excel now. And let me maximize this, get a little bit more real estate. Yay. Okay. So what happens is a 150-page research report is created for you in this process. And I've also set it up so that there are dashboards that are created for you. Now, this here is dummy data. Let me get some more real estate by shrinking these groups here. Good. So whatever you enter in is automatically going to be updated here. Now, I won't be able to go through all this in a lot of detail because it'll take me weeks and weeks and weeks, okay? But a lot of this is in the Mba Degree Program. All these charts are created for you. There's no macros, no code in here. I got the size of this file down to 21 megabytes, which is pretty small considering what we can do here, okay? And on every single one of the tabs, okay, so for the qualitative, quantitative, and financial research tabs, anywhere you are, what you can do, I'll click just a random one here. Let's go to vertical exposure. You can click a button, and I have more than 100 videos made for you to tell you how to use that particular tab. For example, if we click here, we watch vertical exposure, okay? So you click here, and this here is just me giving a short video, 4 minutes.
Vertical exposure. Okay, so verticals refers to industries, okay? And the S&P 500, which is a collection of 500 stocks that represents the United States.
Yeah. So I teach you how to use that tab there, okay?
Discuss the current.
Okay, let me close that out because my voice is annoying. And so what you can do is you can look at all of these, okay? And I guide you through the process as well by clicking here on a video, right? So for example, we're at tab 11. And if you click here, you can watch a video that will tell you exactly how to use a tab 11 is as well. And this one's 26 minutes long. Yeah.
For example.
And I teach you everything
So
from scratch.
here it looks like it's.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. Now this is extraordinarily comprehensive. Okay. So and I teach you how to secure the file as well if security is important to you. Okay. And how to get help with a file. And there's 100 steps. And basically this is just one of many tools in your toolbox or arrows in your quiver, so to speak, that'll help you take your career, your investment game, your personal growth aspects of your life to the next level. Okay. And again, if I were to go through this whole spreadsheet in a lot of detail, which is in the 4th semester and one of the lessons, it would take me a long, long time because we build up in the first 3 semesters to this spreadsheet here and everything I teach you here. And this, again, is just one of many different templates that I have here. Okay. All right. So let me now switch back to PowerPoint up top. And then I'm going to switch over to this guy here. Hey there. Okay, great. So I want to thank you all for being part of this web class. And by midnight tonight Pacific time, you should all receive the free course to your email inbox. Please sign up for the MBA program by visiting harounmba.com. And this 50% off sale ends pretty soon as well. So again, go to harounmba.com. Now, I'm supposed to wrap up the webcast right now, but I want to go through more questions. It's a lot of fun. Okay, and I won't do this for too much longer, but I want to go through more questions. This is fun. It's not a job. I have a passion. I would do this on my vacation. I love every second of this. Yeah. All right, so what I'll do is I'll just search for question marks. Just to answer more questions, and I won't be able to get to all of them. I'm so sorry. Yeah. All right. Let me scroll down, looking for questions. Is there an official group for MBA silver degree students on LinkedIn? Yes. Yeah, it's there. Just you'll find that if you join the alumni for it's there, and all my MBA products feed into the same one. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Next question. Danny is saying, to develop a successful business, should an entrepreneur prioritize the focus on the management team, meaning the boards, or focus on infrastructure to support the company growth? Yeah. So what I would say is, from serving on the boards of many companies over the years in venture capital, investing in a lot of startups, the jockey's more important than the horse. The management team is more important than anything. And sophisticated investors know that as well. And so when you try to raise money, the sophisticated investor is thinking about investing in you first, your business model second. And so I'd always rather invest in a company with an A management team and a B business model instead of investing in a company with a B management team and an A business model. The jockey's always more important than the horse. And what I'll teach you in the venture capital portion of the venture capital boot camp in the third semester, the first 5 classes, semester 3 in the entrepreneurship track, I'll teach you how to get people to join your board as well. It costs you nothing. And what you have to do, and I ask you hundreds of questions as we go through the venture capital boot camp and you create a business plan on steroids. But what you have to do is you have to think of it from the perspective of the investor. As they look at you or me, they might notice that there's gaps in our skill set. And in order to make them feel better, the investor, about you not having gaps, you need to plug those gaps by having people in different companies join your board. So if you're making a search engine company, whatever, you can find people that work at Google to be on your board. It's easy to do. It's free. I'll show you exactly how to do it. And so, for example, with Steve Jobs, God bless him, years ago, he was a great salesperson, great marketing visionary, but not a super techie. And so he found Steve Wozniak, right? And that completed the yin yang of Apple, so to speak. And so you might need to find your Wozniak as well. And I'll go through that in a lot more detail as you select your management team. And I'll teach you how to start companies from scratch with no money down, okay? I love making businesses that are subscription-based, where there's a lot of leverage, which is what my business model is all about, and the many companies I've invested over the years. I never want you to raise money from banks. I want you to raise money from high net worth investors, okay? And you do venture capitalists later. Initially, you do high net worth investors because the sales cycle is quite short, okay? And I've raised and managed over $1 billion in my career. I made a ton of mistakes as well. And I'm going to teach you greatest hits so that you can start your company and take your career, your business, etc., to the next level, regardless of whether it's a small company, a startup, or a big company. All right, and let me just search through here and do a couple more quick questions. Let me see here. Christoph said, hey, Chris, if you're turning 40 years old and don't have any corporate experience and only have a spotty work history, but you have a desire now to have a more successful future, is it too late? No way, man. Absolutely not. I've changed careers many times. I've taught a lot of my students that are young and old. I have some students that are 75 in the program, how to change careers. It works. What I'm going to teach you works. I have so many arrows in my quiver, tools in my toolbox for you in this MBA degree program that you can reinvent yourself. Doesn't matter what your age is. And what's interesting is the life expectancy globally today is 26 years older or longer. The life expectancy today is 26 years longer than it was back in the 1950s. So you're not 40. You're 40 minus 26. And I'll teach you how to reinvent yourself as well and how to interview better than anybody. And understand when you go to interviews or informational meetings, understand that people are usually motivated by 3 things in business. Number 1, they want to make more money. Number 2, they want to get promoted faster. And number 3, they want to enjoy their jobs. And I'm going to teach you how to enhance 1, 2, or 3 of those that criteria so you add value. You help these people when you interview with them or finish an informational meeting so that if you help them, they'll help you. Give and you'll receive. It's prophetic. It's been true since the beginning of time. And I'll provide you with a ton of brand new templates to help you out with this sort of thing. Yeah. All right, let's do a couple more quick questions here and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. And David said here, what happened to the hedge fund you started years ago? I was depressed, man. Like it was in 2008, I was net short the markets. I did great. I remember in October, I made like 3 or 4%. And every day I came into work and I hoped that companies would go bankrupt, that I was short. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy. And it was so short-term focused. And so what I did was I morphed it. I changed it into a hybrid fund, a venture capital firm as well. And I invested in Facebook when it was a private company. And I love being longer-term focused. And I have a broad array of, for better or for worse, work experience in many sectors. You know, I've worked at hedge funds, started my own hedge fund, started my own venture capital firm, invested in a lot of companies pre-IPO. I've done fine, whatever, made a lot of mistakes. And all of that experience I bring to you through my real-life practical experience. Yeah. But I found that my happiest day, man, was always like, as I mentioned in the slides, I found success humbly, but not fulfillment. You know, my happiest day was always the first day at a new job. You know, when I worked at Goldman, a hedge fund industry consulting, whatever. And then it would go downhill. And I thought to myself, am I clinically depressed? And then I realized that the reason it went downhill for me, happiness-wise, which is important, happiness-wise, is because I wasn't doing what I'm most passionate about. And so I started teaching during the evenings and I felt alive. I love this. This is not a job. Okay, this is a passion. I love it. And I want to humbly help you and all my students find their passions and reinvent themselves. Doesn't matter what age you are. Yeah. All right. And let me just do one more question here. We search for question mark. Mohammed said, "How much is the program?" It's on sale for $499. You can go to HarounMBA.com if you want to. I'll show you quickly here. Yeah. So what you can do is you go here to HarounMBA.com. Okay, and you can enroll today, right? So all the details are here. You can enroll today for $499, or you can do 3 payments of $199. Hey there, there's a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee, so it's risk free. Yeah, and you can learn a lot more about the program by going through here. There's a ton of testimonials. You click here, etc. Yeah. And Joey did a great job with that, man. That looks awesome. Looks dope. Yeah. So anyway, all the details are here. You can. This is amazing. So Joey created this. My sales and marketing guru and partner, Joey, he created this using something called ClickFunnels. It's this brand new product, and I do teach about it in the MBA program as well. Okay. So anyway, you scroll down, and eventually you'll find it. You can buy this for 50% off. That's $499. The offer ends pretty soon, a couple days. Or what you can do is you can do the $199 3 payments. And if you're in the United States, you don't have to pay for 6 months. If you check out using PayPal credit, no interest. Up to you. Yeah, cool. All right, let me go back here to PowerPoint. Yay. And let me change over here. Great. Okay, so again, I want to thank you all for your time and being part of this web class. Big shout out to Matt Lacousse, my Chief Creative Officer, as well as Joey, who's my brother from another mother. He heads up sales and marketing. Cassandra, Joe, another Joe we have, as well as Lionel. And so thanks a lot, and God bless you. And if you want, you can join me tomorrow as well for my weekly webcast that starts at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you very much. Take care.